Disclaimer, this video is not about hating on the Switch 2, it's just a breakdown of why Nintendo probably named it this way. Hope you like the video. The Switch 2! No way, I had no idea. I thought Nintendo would never ever release this console, ever. Never thought it was coming. I never thought it was coming since last year when they literally told us on Twitter that it was coming. Why would they name it 2? That's so boring. What happened to Super Switch? What happened to Next Switch? Switch Next? Switch U? To understand why Nintendo even named this console the Switch 2, we gotta take a look at the old one. The Wii U. I had a Wii, you probably had a Wii, your grandma probably had a Wii. We all had Wiis. It came bundled with Wii Sports, Super Mario Galaxy, Mario Kart, of course. I got that wheel. I got the gold wheel. COD 4 and World War II, but without zombies for some reason. That was an awful letdown. Dude, why would you do that? I literally only bought that game for zombies. The multiplayer was good though. Campaign was also hard. Point is, the Wii sold like gangbusters, and pull up a chart. I'm gonna do that because I'm editing my own videos. This is how much the Wii sold. Looking at the Wii sales compared to other consoles is crazy. 101.63 million sales. This thing trumped every past console that Nintendo ever revealed. Do you notice what's at the bottom though? That's the Wii U. Now, when the Wii U got revealed, it was a while after the Wii kind of was in existence, and I think everyone was kind of wondering what Nintendo's next big step was going to be. Me, myself, had no clue because I was busy on the Xbox 360, had to get that Guitar Hero 3 in better graphics, and COD in better graphics, also World War II with zombies. But as for Nintendo, I mean, how do you even get past the Wii at that point? The Wii sold so many. How do you even make another console after this and do it safely, and then convince everyone that already has the Wii that this is gonna be better or different? And I think that was going through Nintendo's mind. Wrong, it wasn't. They messed up so bad. If you bring up the Wii U reveal trailer, it makes you wonder who Nintendo was actually making this for. Was this an accessory? Was this a new console? Just look at the video. All right, stop. Already what I'm looking at looks like someone playing the current Wii. So the first problem they did when they showed this reveal trailer is they're showing a game that pretty much already exists. This is Mario Bros. This is new Super Mario's for the Wii. No, this is Super Mario Bros. U, you nut. This is a different game. This is for the new one. So all as usual, it looks like Super Mario Bros. You're probably like, all right. Wait, what? You can watch TV on it now? Oh, never mind. Okay, cool. It's like a portable little remote. Here's where the problem starts. Switch from TV to the new controller. Oh, so they're adding a new accessory to the Wii. That's so cool. Now I could play the Wii portably. My current Wii that I have right now, I can use this controller to play it portably. No, play only on the new controller. That's awesome. I wonder what game they're gonna show as an example. It's Wii Sports? But we already have Wii Sports. What? Do you kind of get what I'm getting at here? This whole reveal trailer focused solely on this new controller. They kept saying, play on the new controller, take this new controller portably. But they haven't mentioned that thing sitting on the counter there, which funny enough just looks like a rounded off Wii. This reveal trailer made no sense, and I'm sure that when they showed this, a lot of people thought at first glance that this is just an accessory that they can add to the current Wii. That's what I thought. Hell, I never even saw this trailer when it first came out. I was so focused on my Xbox 360 and my Wii was collecting dust. Nintendo did little to no marketing for this thing. But even then, some of the commercials they made for this thing were geared towards just children, even though that at this point they knew that everyone who owned a Wii was literally from every age group. Your mom, your grandma, everyone knew how to use this thing. It had a Wii remote that looked like a TV remote and it was accessible for everybody. Yet every time they put out a commercial for this thing, it was just children playing it.
We'll make this quick.
My time's dropping fast, people.
Pew!
It was just kids talking over a game on screen that already existed for the Wii, or so it looks like it already exists for the Wii. It sure as hell looks like new Super Mario Bros. On the screen, but no, it's new Super Mario Bros. U. And that U is a huge problem of why this console failed, in my opinion. First time they revealed this at E3 2011, they spent the entire time focusing just on the controller, and then when they did the name drop, Wii U. I knew they probably thought they were onto something here, but this was bad. And you could see it in the sales of this thing. This thing, as far as anyone's concerned, looks like an accessory for the current Wii. It's branded like an accessory for the current Wii, and all the games they showed in this trailer look like games that are literally already on the Wii. The only exception is that new Zelda game that they showed at the end. That was the only time where it kind of was like, okay, whoa, this looks something that like can't run on the Wii. They should have done that at the start. So Nintendo kind of had a rough few years, right? It was from 2012 to 2016 to 17 when they needed to reveal their next big step. And honestly, during this whole like year span, it was mostly just like 3DS games, new 3DS, just played 3DS. So when the Nintendo Switch came out, not only was it a gigantic gamble for Nintendo, it's a home console that you could play on the go. It plays Zelda at the park. Rad. Can't do that on the Wii. That's crazy. I can only walk so far from my stupid little Wii U box until that thing loses connection. I don't know. Now, don't get me wrong, the Wii U was an amazing console. For those who had it, everyone loved it. The releases on it were amazing. It got some of the best games Nintendo's ever made, and then it got like a bunch of remasters. And it had some awesome social features that to this day, until the Switch 2 comes out, we don't have. It had like forum boards and all this different kinds of stuff that players could use to communicate with each other. It was unheard of for Nintendo, besides like the mail thing that they had that you could message your friends on the Wii. This was open and community driven, and they had to like shut it down, I'm pretty sure. That thing did not last long. People know how to draw bad things. So when the Switch came out, Nintendo was basically honing in on this new niche that they knew no one at the time did very well. And they came in with a console that was $299 and played Mario Kart. It was a no-brainer. Everyone flocked to this thing. It sold like crazy. It actually beat out the Wii sales. This system single-handedly probably saved Nintendo in a way. With the years of just depression, of low sales, and this handheld console came from the heavens and saved everything. And honestly, it probably wouldn't have if it wasn't for Nintendo strategically releasing Breath of the Wild as a launch title for this thing. After everyone's skepticism with Nintendo with the Wii U, everyone was kind of worried about this console's launch titles and its games that were coming out. The third-party support on the Wii U was laughable at best. A lot of games were promised at the start, but then when the console actually came out, a lot of those games either dropped out or just some never said anything. They just never released on the console. It was crazy. Nintendo knew from the get-go that they had to support a ton of third-party games and make it easy for them to port to this console until your game is like current gen and you need to use Panic Button to port all your games. God bless Panic Button. Doom Eternal, Wolfenstein 2. Some of the games that got running on this system are crazy. And honestly, devs put a lot of effort into porting to this thing. It had a huge user base. Again, looking at the sales chart, that's how many people at least own a Switch. And we know for a fact that if a console has a heavy user base, developers are going to develop for it. That's what makes money, dude. So the Switch 2. We're here. It's happening. We knew it for a while, though. The Switch 2 is probably one of the most anticipated consoles in a lifetime, probably. It was so anticipated that these things were being leaked years in advance. People already knew the specs of this thing years before it came out. People were thinking that this thing was going to come out with an OLED. Dude, they're not doing that. They're going to wait 2 years and put out the OLED model. It's Nintendo. Come on. This thing was highly speculated for years. And when it finally came out, after the whole console got leaked, entirely. Physical images of this thing came out and people were holding the actual console in their hand. So when they revealed this console and everyone already knew what it was going to look like, people kind of reacted strangely. I kind of agree with some of the sentiment here. A lot of people were calling this announcement boring and safe. Why would they name it 2? What happened to Super Switch? The NES was a thing, and then the Super SN. What happened to that? The sneeze, dude. Achoo. It's like Nintendo lost creativity with the naming of this console. No, they're just really smart this time. Do you wonder why they don't name their consoles the Super Switch, the next Switch, the new Switch? The Wii U. The Wii U is historical data to why Nintendo can never give funky, fancy names to their consoles like this again. The Super Switch, it sounds like a pro console. Nintendo doesn't want that. They need to give people a reason to buy this new console. And a lot of kids are, are sneezing on their current Switch one nowadays, and they're good with it. A lot of people don't need the newest thing. And, a lot of parents are probably thinking that after, going through Christmas of 2024, waking up in January and going, huh? There's a second one? Now, my theory is Nintendo probably did not want it to reveal this early. So here's the thing. This console got speculated for so long before this, like I mentioned. And Nintendo was 100% aware. This whole launch was crazy. I woke up at 8 a.m. on January was it 16th or 17th when this guy, I think it was January 16th. I woke up that morning and at 8:13 a.m., I get a post notification from Nintendo because I had that flicked on. I wanted to hear about it. I got a post notification from them and it said the video titled "An Update from Nintendo" was posted. What? Then the video starts off with the Nintendo logo just kind of sitting there in red and then fades out. And then the current Switch console appears, and then it starts like upgrading into the current Switch 2 that we now see. And it literally just showed what we already know, and it looks great. It's a sharp looking console. But people were like, that's it? What do you mean that's it? Everyone went in with the precedent that this was nothing. This was such a boring reveal. That's probably because it got leaked, and that's not Nintendo's fault. I mean, it kind of is, but I'm sure they're cracking down on that stuff. They're going to be, you're gone, dude. If you leak this thing, run. I'm joking. They're not going to kill anyone. They don't do that. Not that I know of. Listen, a lot of people after this were calling this safe, boring. The two, they just got the logo and moved over the Joy-Cons and added a 2? Dude, that's lazy. But there's a reason they did this. When parents go to the store to go buy their kid the next Nintendo Switch, they want to know which console's gonna be the new one. Now, if a parent went to the store and looked at 2 boxes and one said Nintendo Switch and then one said Super Switch, they'd probably go, okay, so that one's the Pro model. I'll just get the lesser costing one. That's probably fine. It's kind of like the MacBook Air and the MacBook Pro. If you're not doing heavy creative work and 4K NASA renders, I don't know, then go get the MacBook Air. You're probably good. You could do your regular web browsing, your surfing, your Facebooking. And it's that same idea with the naming of the MacBook that I think that's why Nintendo went with the 2. It's kind of like iPhones. iPhone 15 and then iPhone 16. The 16 is the newer one because it's a number up. Good morning! So this is going to probably stop a lot of confusion. And don't get me wrong, there's probably people that are still going to be confused by that. And good luck. Good luck. I don't know what to say at that point. This is the Switch 2, the second one. The successor. That's even what they're calling it, the success. They have to literally spell it out for people at this point. I thought common sense was a thing, but every year that passes, help. So this is the Switch 2. It's the new console. This is what it looks like. It's sharp. It's nice. It's probably going to cost $600. I'm in Canada, so that's like $500 in the US. Our dollar sucks right now. And I'm not going to lie, this looks so good. My old Switch died. I just didn't plug it in for a while and the battery died on that. So hearing that this thing is backwards compatible is great. My family loves Trivial Pursuit. I'm going right back on that thing. As soon as I get this new Switch, I'm hooking that up and I'll be like, let's answer some questions. But not only did they just show the hardware in this trailer.
Mario Kart.
Dude, I'm a sucker for Mario Kart. It's crazy. I like 300% completed Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And the reason I say that is because on my neighbor's console, I actually played Mario Kart 8, like the original one, all the way through, loved it. And then I got Deluxe on my Switch, played that through, loved it, and then my micro SD card corrupted and I lost my save somehow because I couldn't remember my Nintendo login and I didn't back up anything because I didn't have Nintendo Switch Online, so I had to redo the game, but it was fine because I love Mario Kart and I don't mind redoing it a million times. Help me, I have an addiction. So seeing this new Mario Kart game, I was stunned, sold. I'm already gonna buy it. I have like $500 ready to go. It's gonna cost more than that. I know it is. Our dollar sucks, as I mentioned. This game took such a massive departure from what we know Mario Kart right now. And the reason I say this is because if you zoom in enhance. Look at Donkey Kong. This guy looks like he did in the movie that just came out. And I think what Nintendo's doing with this is a whole rebrand of like Mario's art style. If you look at Super Mario Bros. Wonder that came out, that was a completely new look for Mario and the gang. That whole game, also, that game was amazing, by the way. That game took such a unique spin on Super Mario Bros. And that should have been the game they were showing in the Wii U trailer. It probably still wouldn't have sold good though, because the Wii U still sounds like an attachment. Nintendo, what happened? Anyway, that art style I think is influencing a lot of what Nintendo's going to be doing with this next generation of Mario. And perchance Link. Maybe Link will finally get that ultra-realistic art style that we saw at the end of the Wii U trailer. I don't know, would be nice though, would like to see that. According to leaks, we do know what the hardware is, but until Nintendo says something official, it's not official. So, I don't know, but I mean, it probably is, because everything else that got leaked so far has been right, so I don't know what to say. Okay, so the specs that got leaked on this thing was an ARM Cortex A78C CPU. No idea what that is, but it's got 8 cores, and it says ARM in it, and ARM is pretty good. ARM CPUs, I think, are seen in some of the new Windows laptops. Like, they got the Copilot laptops. I'm not too nitty-gritty with that stuff. ARM good, though. And the NVIDIA 239 Ampere. Again, we have no footage of this card, or chip, I should say, running, so we can't say much about it now. 1,534 CUDA cores. AI upscaling, for sure. Absolutely. It says 2 RTX ray tracing cores. I guess so. I don't know. I don't think Nintendo is going to have such a major push on ray tracing. It doesn't seem like it's like a super important thing for them to focus on. They've never been like a graphics first company. 12 gigabytes LPDDR5. Good to know. Anyway, without getting into too much nitty gritty for the specs, people were saying that this is supposed to be the equivalent of a PS4 in handheld mode and just below a PS4 Pro in docked. You can't compare it to those consoles, so I don't think that's right. If you get 30 FPS in a current gen or next gen game, that's great. Even if you get lower, they got DLSS in there, man. That's NVIDIA. AI is going to be such a stronghold on this console. It's not even funny. Their console is obviously not going to perform up to the standards of what currently is out there right now. It is not going to be comparable to a PS5, but there's a reason. In its form factor, it naturally can't be as powerful as a PS5 because you can only fit so much in such a small space and also have good battery life without that thing turning into a nuke in your hands, ROG Ally. Anyway, what we're looking at is shaping up to be a nice looking console that could play Mario Kart, and it's clearly identified as the second one. So for everyone saying the Switch 2, boring reveal, well, we're just gonna have to see what else they say on April 2nd, which, by the way, that is a crazy long wait, and that's probably due to the fact that this was probably meant to be part of a February Direct, but because everyone was leaking everything, they just had to get it out there as soon as possible. Anyway, if you liked what you see, leave a like, subscribe. This is my first video. I don't know what I'm doing. Hope I did good. I think it's stupid, but I hope you like it. All right, see ya.